complete, looking for spells, and now a flag comes in late. Might be another pass interference call against Orange. Devondre's Moore holding up his hands, wondering what he did wrong.
I think that was Alex Long, actually. It was Alex out there? I think it was number 2.
Yep. Moore
and
Long on the coverage there.
I think they got Long right there, but I love officials. I've never really had much bad to say about them, but I'm going to tell you, that was a bad call.
Okay. I'm gonna let you get away with that one.
Looked like they got there right even with the ball. I could see the first one a little bit, but not that one.
So, pass interference call. And ball moved down to the 32. Will be first down and 10. So Fike, keep in mind a running clock starts on a 42-point deficit. Right now the deficit at 34 points. Power I. Melton has the ball slip through his hands again. It is picked up on the run by Jolly, who's forced to the outside, and he's going to be taken out of bounds for a big loss. Way back at the 45. That's a loss of 13 on the play.
And I tell you, Jeff, I've heard people talk about like Duke basketball back in the pretty much from the 86 on through the 90s to the 2000s, early 2000s. And people just kind of marvel at how hard they play. They'll be up 35 points, and they're pounding the floor, jumping 10 rows into the bleachers and stuff. Whether you like Duke or not, you have to admit that. Yeah. And this Orange defense is kind of like that. That play right there on this fumble, they're up 34. Peyton Wilson, who's got everybody and their mama offering them scholarships, he just tried to dove and make a tackle of it and dove about 10 yards out of bounds on the other team's sidelines. He almost made it to the track at Orange. That's how hard these guys play.
Second down at 23. Handoff goes to Jolly, who'll grind up ahead past the 41 down to the 40. So he gets 5 out of that. Well, part of the reason why this defense can't take many plays off is because defensive line coach Eric Lyons won't let them.
Yeah, that's right. Eric Lyons he's been a whale of a coach for a long time. And really, you watch Eric, and I know I went to school with Eric, and you watch him the way he used to play, and you watch the way he coaches, his teams play like that.
Yep.
And that's a very good big compliment to a coach, is having players look like you, and they act like you. And that's like I talked about with Ryan Sellers, pounding the ground, missing a tackle, up 40 points. And just like that with Peyton Wilson, throwing caution to the wind in a 34-point lead,
Exactly what it comes down to. And now we have a timeout called by Fike. 41-7, Orange with the lead. And you're listening to HillsboroSports.com and 97.9 FM WCHL. Stay with us.
Angie, your purse looks great. Where did you get it embroidered?
Oh, thanks. My family got it for me at Happy Stitches in Hillsboro. It was a surprise for my birthday.
It looks so professional. Does Happy Stitches do only purses?
No, they monogram t-shirts, bags, stickers, coolers, beach bags, magnets, even Christmas ornaments. You name it, they do it.
Perfect. With the holidays coming up, I've been looking for something for my Christmas tree. I'll visit Happy Stitches today.
Happy Stitches, located in the Daniel Boone Village. Call Wendy Allison at 919-644-8455.
Third down and 18 for Fike. And here's Melton meeting all sorts of pressure, and he's going to go down back at the opposite side of the 50. Ryan Sellers ran on to make the sack. Another sack for Ryan. He's got 2 tonight. 15 on the year. That's his 26th tackle for loss.
Yeah, Ryan's he's one of those interesting players because he makes plays, but you don't really notice him. He's one of those guys, everybody knows players like that. And like Sellers right there and Peyton Peyton Wilson and those guys, it was like a Boston Tea Party right there at the quarterback. And and they just come so hard, just so often, there's so many of them.
Well, Noel Ruiz will come on to punt it away, the Penn State commitment, who actually took a recruiting trip, and the ball snapped over his head. Ruiz will have to fall on it at the 23. Boy, it's been a horrendous night snapping the ball for Fike. Three bad snaps, and it's cost them over 40 yards.
Well, I kind of disagree with you, Jeff. I think the first 2 snaps when they were a shotgun, I know the second one, Jalen Melton started moving before the ball got to him. But that one was obviously it was about 8 yards over the punter's head right there. But it's just it's just things like that in special teams and stuff. When you're playing a team like Orange on the road, You can't make those mistakes. You might get away with one of them, but you can't do as many times as they have.
Yeah. Now ball at the 21 of Fike, first down. Handoff, Beasley will bounce outside to the left. Good pursuit. He stays on his feet to the 15,
Touchdown.
to the 10. And Mervante Beasley nearly scored his second touchdown of the night. Almost broke free. Now a flag comes in late, way after the play.
I think that's going to be on Fike, I believe.
Let's see. Looked like Beasley was upset with one of the Demons. Ball is down to the 7. 14-yard pickup. Unsportsmanlike call it against Fike and an unsportsmanlike against Orange. And that's something, unfortunately, that is not translated to high schools. Now, if you get 2 personal fouls in college and the pros, you're out of the game. And they haven't instituted that yet in high school football. And I think it's only a matter of time before we see it.
It's stupid.
Oh, you don't like it?
No, I don't like
Okay.
it. But the main thing I don't like, if you're going to have an offsetting penalty, why even call it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a waste of time.
Exactly.
I
heard somebody bring
that
that up.
to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
We had to sit through 25, 30 extra seconds of that. Just don't throw the flag.
I've heard people say that when the referees announce a declined penalty, they should ban that. If it's a declined penalty, just don't announce it and just get on with the game.
Just keep playing. Exactly right. Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah. I don't think that's the worst idea in the world, actually. That's a pretty good idea. All right, so it's going to be first and goal for Orange at the 8 of Fike. That's not technically a turnover, but it might as well be. Cost them 23 yards. Fike has lost 53 yards tonight.
He's got
on
Pascal
botched
set.
snaps from the shotgun.
He's got Pascal set up on a slant right here. He can get it up, I believe.
Yep. Referee, for some reason, has to mark that in his book. Beasley's out of the game. This will be from the I formation with 3 wide receivers. Schmidt is looking Pascal's way, as Jamie mentioned. It's going to be a handoff instead. Peyton Wilson will bounce to the left, but 4, 5, 6 wide sure it's gang up on him. And Peyton hasn't had very much room to run tonight. He's been better in the flats than he's been from the backfield here, no game.
Well, yeah, and not knocking on Peyton's game, but he's a tall. You don't see many running backs 6'4".
Yep.
You see a lot of them 220, but he's 6'4". And if you go back and look at all of Peyton's runs, it takes him a little bit to get going. And if they're going to run Peyton, I'd like to see maybe them. A little nook in the offense where the running back starts early, let Peyton start early, because it takes him a few strides to get going at 6'4", and a lot of times like that run right there, he just never had a chance to get started.
Did get one out of that, making second down. Now it's going to be a toss sweep to Wilson. He'll put his head down to the 5, fight for the goal line. Did he get in? They will mark him down just shy. Peyton had enough room off good blocking on that right side from Shea Hoffman and Darrell Edwards to fight ahead to about the 2.
And Peyton kind of holding his groin right there. I hope nothing's wrong with that. But that's what they did right there. They put Peyton in motion. And I really like Peyton on offense. If they could get like a short pass game involved with Peyton and things like that, where he's got momentum going forward when he can catch the ball as opposed to the standstill, I think he's really at his best when you do things like that.
Puckett will stand up in the backfield as the fullback. Third and goal from the 1. Handoff. Puckett dives with a pile. Second effort, tries to get in. Did he get in? No indication from the referees as of yet. Don't think he made it. He did. So it'll be 4th and goal with 2:23 remaining, and the crowd, of course, wants the Panthers to go for it, up 41-7.
Well, I mean, and stuff like this, if you're playing to win the state tournament, you're not winning. You're playing to win this game, obviously, but if you're playing to win the thing, I say you get the field goal kicker out there and let him get a rep in. I mean, just to be honest with you, because you might need that kid before this is over with.
Francisco's kicked 1 field goal this year. Here's a quarterback sneak on 4th and goal, and Jackson Schmidt is into the end zone for a rushing touchdown. So Jackson Schmidt gets the rushing touchdown. That's his 3rd rushing score of the year, and the Panthers now lead 47-7.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, I understand, it's 4th and goal, and you go for it, get the touchdown, blah, 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 but I think you get everybody prepared, and if it comes down to a kick, to beat an Havelock next week, or and to beat an Eastern Alabama. So to win the state championship, you want to have every rep you can get. A live rep is valuable. And I know it's not much different than an extra point, but it is different because it's a field goal, not an extra point.
True. 47-7. Only thing keeping us from a running clock is the extra point that Francisco was jinxed on from Jamie. And the kick is up here, and it's good. So we'd have a running clock right now if it wasn't for that 1 extra point.
Yeah, sorry. So sorry.
We got timeout on the field. Orange leading 48-7. You're listening to HillsboroSports.com.
Sponsored by the DPAA.
And also 97.9 FM WCHL. Stay with us for more.
The Deer Pushers Association of America is a group dedicated to raise funds in support of educational programs, wildlife habitat enhancement and acquisition, and the preservation of the shooting sports and hunting tradition for future generations. They serve Northern Orange, Southern Person, and all of Central North Carolina. To learn more about the Deer Pushers Association of America, contact Skinny Laws or Seth King directly. The Deer Pushers Association of America, killing tomorrow's trophies today.
(48-7). Orange cruising past Wilson Fike here tonight. The Panthers have outscored opposition in the third quarter this year. Right now, it's at 115-6. And
that's
if you
stonewalling.
count, yeah. 115, the only team to score in the third quarter this year, Northern Durham off a fumble recovery, a pickup 6. Line drive kickoff taken by an up back, and he is going down at the 38. Peyton Wilson just roared through and took him down at the knees. And so, Orange will go back on defense, still at regular timing conditions with 1:53 remaining. People like shouting into our wireless mic now, I notice.
Yeah,
I set up down the fence. So
Oh, you did put it on the fence?
I put it out.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I put it down there tonight. Hopefully it
Where's
won't
at
get
exactly?
stolen like it happened earlier this year.
Don't do that in Durham. Was
Well,
it in
that's
Durham?
the thing. The funny thing is I did that at Durham twice this year.
Yeah.
Both times. Got my microphones fine. Did it one time here this year, earlier this year, and somebody stole it.
There's some gutter rats around here, too.
Well, yeah. Gutter rats everywhere now. That's all I'm going to say about that. Handoff Johnson.
Say what?
Never mind. All right. Johnson ahead for 2 over the 40, and he got 2 of the 40 for a gain of 1. So Orange getting the touchdown run from Jackson Schmid, now leading 48-7. Kenny Johnson has 31 carries on the night. Has 31 yards on the night on 13 carries. Low snap. Now the throw is intercepted by Rodney Brooks. Yes, interception by Rodney Brooks. Rodney Brooks comes up with the interception on an overthrow by Melton.
Yeah,
And the
Saquon Hutchinson. Excuse me, Jeff. He was running a curl route right there, and Jalen Melton right there. That really looked like his first really bad pass of the night. He overthrew him by 7 or 8 yards, and Rodney Brooks was actually kind of playing center field right there. He was probably 15 yards behind the play and was able to get the interception right there. Bad throw, and you hope it's not the case. You think Fike might kind of be waving the white towel right now on a play like that. Now,
4 interceptions for Rodney Brooks. That ties him with Eli Haithcock for the team lead now. And, of course, Rodney had 1 return for a touchdown. That really was the play that broke open that Southern Durham game back on September the 23rd. 1st and 10, and the handoff. Chris Eubanks is in the game. Chris will fight past the 50, escape the tackle, and goes down at the 47. Chris Eubanks running hard. Don't forget, after the game, for those listening on WCHL, wait around about an hour after we're done, and then we'll have countdown to tip-off on because UNC is playing Hawaii tonight in a game that will tip off at 1 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Reminds me of those days when they would have tournaments in Alaska. Remember that?
Yeah, oh, yeah. I remember,
Well,
I remember watching a Duke game till like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
one time.
well, that's what Carolina fans are going to do tonight.
Not many of them will.
And then they got football tomorrow afternoon against the Citadel.
Well, they don't go to class, so it doesn't matter.
Second and 6. Handoff, and down goes Morgan Pascal for a loss. He got the handoff, and then immediately 7 Aaron Jamison pounced right on him. 48-7 as we run down the third quarter. In case you didn't realize it, folks, Jamie can be a little bit opinionated.
That's not an opinion. That's a fact.
Well, yeah, that's true, too.
The opinions can go to rear stick on that. That's been proven, buddy.
And that's going to wrap up the third quarter. Orange with the lead. 48-7 to score. Orange has the